Hi guys. So I'm also going to be introducing this amazing tool called Perplexity. This is another AI tool, and it's great for deep research and provides really accurate results. So just getting into it, Perplexity AI is a search engine powered by AI. Like, think of it as a mix between Google and ChatGPT. It gives you smart answers and shows you where found them. So it provides you with sources, unlike other chatbots. The name Perplexity might sound confusing, but it's actually super clear and easy to use. It's designed to answer your questions directly using real sources from the internet, and it cites them, which is so useful because you can go and look at those sources for more information or more research. You can check if they're credible. And if you're writing a research paper or something, you can also cite them. So why not just use Google or ChatGPT? It's a good question. Google, lots of info, links to real sources and stuff, but it's overwhelming, not always trustworthy. It doesn't give you like a clear, structured response. You have to go through a lot of different information to find what you're looking for. And oftentimes that can be really time consuming. And in the end, for me at least, I feel like I don't find the information I'm looking for a lot of the time, which is really frustrating. And then ChatGPT, great explanations, but sometimes it provides you with inaccurate information, doesn't give enough description, and most of the times it doesn't give you sources, which is one of the most important things you want to write or want to have, especially if you're doing stuff like presentations for school or writing papers where it's required to cite sources. And then Perplexity, it's a good combination of both. Um, it gives AI answers and provides citations, but it does have its drawbacks. It's a bit less great with creative writing or really complicated topics like math. It's mostly good for finding information quick and knowing exactly where it comes from. Perplexity lets you answer a question like, what causes climate change? And instead of giving you a list of links or a mystery answer, it gives you a clear explanation backed by a bunch of sources which you can go into to explore more or just to double check the AI, which is always great because AI can make mistakes too. And then the top features of Perplexity AI. So some of the coolest features you'll want to use are, again, cited answers. Everything Perplexity tells you includes citations, little footnotes that show you where the info came from, and then you can click on them to read more. So right now, I'm going to um, do a quick screen share of Perplexity because I think it's easier to look at exactly what I'm going to talk about. So here, when you first go into Perplexity, you have this screen that it presents you with. And while it may seem really simple, there are already so many features backed behind just this search feature. So first, you have these three little icons. First, you have search, fast answers to everyday questions. So if you're just looking for something quick, you want information but not really deep research, you'd want to use search. But it has other options as well. So second, there's research. So this does really in-depth research on any topic that you want. So this is especially good if you're giving a detailed presentation or you have to write a research paper about something scientific, historical, even for like English essays and stuff, if you need resources to back up your claim, this is a great feature to use. And then you have this amazing feature called Labs. It is a bit limited with the free plan, but if you try Perplexity and realize that it's a really useful tool for you, you might want to invest in the pro plan. But this can create projects completely from scratch. So you can turn your ideas into completed documents, Google Slides, dashboards, websites, more. So that's a really useful feature if you want to like create something, which isn't something that all AIs can provide you with. And then on this side, we have even more little icons. So here you have choose a model. So if you click on it, you can browse through a bunch of different AI models. So ChatGPT uses GPT 4.1, GPT 4.0, stuff like that. But tools like Poe and Perplexity allow you to browse through a bunch of different AI models and choose whatever fits for you. So here we have Sonar, which is Perplexity's model. And then we have Claude, which I'm sure some of you have heard of. It's another great AI model. And then GPT, Gemini, Grok, other really notable AI models that are great for doing a wide variety of tasks. Then we have setting sources for search. So Perplexity can provide you with sources, but you can also provide Perplexity with sources that it's going to do research on and provide you feedback. So this is good if you have a bunch of scientific articles that you're looking through that are really complicated, have a lot of science heavy jargon, or you're doing a history presentation and you have a bunch of really long historical documents or sources that you just don't have the time to look through. If you provide Perplexity with sources, it'll give you answers based on those. And then here we have attach files. So this is where you can attach documents. So if you're trying to get Perplexity to answer questions or basis responses off a certain PDF or document that you have, that's a really useful feature. And then you also have voice mode, so you can talk to Perplexity. You don't just have to type things, which is especially useful if you're dealing with like if you just want to speak stuff, you don't have the time to type everything out. That's a really great feature. And then here there's some stuff to just current events, compare, Perplexity 101, a bunch of different features that you can explore. They're all really great and useful. And then something else that's really cool about Perplexity is that it's not just an AI. It also gives you a lot of news and current events that other AIs just can't provide because they're based off of data that's kind of old. But with Perplexity, you get the latest up-to-date news and data that you can look through. Like as you can see here in this Discover feature, there's a lot of things and sources that are especially useful if you don't necessarily want to use the AI feature itself. It also provides you a lot of sources and news that you can look through, which I think is really cool. And then finally, one of the things that I think is undoubtedly one of the best features about Perplexity is its spaces. So here there's templates for a bunch of different AI tools that you can use. So here, for example, we have Trip Planner Pro. So if you want to plan a vacation or an itinerary, this like space or chatbot is already programmed and prompted to be a really useful source for asking questions about travel or stuff like that. I think it's really great that you have a bunch of these built-in templates. So if you're ever looking for a specific task that you need the AI to do when you don't want to type out an entire prompt or give it a ton of background, you have a bunch of really useful things here. Like as you can see here, there's interview role play if you're preparing for an interview, email generator if you need to generate an email in a really specific context, or you want it to be really formal or specific. This is great for doing that. Money manager, writing coach. And that's just the overall ones. There's also an education category if you want to do stuff specific for helping you with school. So here we have an essay grader if you want feedback on English essays, Tutor Me. So that's going to help you receive feedback on complex topics and stuff that you're having trouble understanding in school. You have a study guide generator, a citation generator. These bots are so useful for with just studying in school in general. It makes the entire process so much easier. You don't have to look through a bunch of stuff. Of course, they're not going to be completely personalized to you in the way that a custom created chatbot is going to be, but they are still extremely useful resources. Um, and that's all for Perplexity. I think it's a great tool that you guys should definitely look into. Um, Me personally, I know that I'm going to be using it a lot because of the sheer amount of resources that it has that will be really helpful for school and even other extracurricular stuff. So I believe that this is a really great AI tool to know about, and I hope you guys learned something from this. Bye.